killer is dead. This game has a parry, so it makes it into parry review. So before we get into the parries, let's talk about all the bad stuff this game has. First and foremost, this game, and this is not a joke when I say this game is difficult to look at. It feels like it's straining my eyes. Like my eyes like slightly burn a little bit when I look at the cell shadedness of this game. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it, but this game is just... I didn't want to keep playing it more than I had to. I just played this game for like an hour. I doubt it's my eyes because I've reviewed like 50 plus games at this point, and I've only ever had this problem with this game. I just can't stand to continue looking at this game for prolonged periods of time. So I didn't force myself to play this game any more than I needed to. The other thing is, in this game you have a parry, a block, and a perfect dodge. But in the beginning you only have a reprisal for the perfect dodge. You then have to buy the counterattack / reprisal for your perfect parry in the skills menu when you level up. And the third thing is, the combat in this game is just not that engaging. I don't know what it is, but this game doesn't feel super fun. It feels slow, sluggish, not exciting. Of course, one can also say, well, you only played that game for an hour. And that's true, I did only play this game for an hour. But that's because this game didn't motivate me. This game didn't drive me or excite me into playing it any further. Which is what a game should strive for, to like convince you into playing it, you know? It's kind of like a date. The game takes you out on a date, and if you like it, you go on a second date with the game, but this game freaking failed miserably to do any of that. So now I'm gonna show you how to get the counterattack for the parry. So anytime you finish a mission, you're gonna be taken to this menu over here. Once you're here, press the B button to go into your office. Here, choose the status and upgrades. Press R1, now you're in upgrades. And the two skills at the top right of this menu are the counterattacks. Now you're going to see the game itself telling you how to parry and how to perfect dodge and how to do the reprisal for the perfect dodge. So let's get into the parries. At the beginning of the game, since this is the tutorial, what you're watching now, the parry isn't in its full capacity. When you see like blue big circles, that's a regular block. And when you see him kick here, when he does like the kick, that's the parry. When you see him do like a dodge, and then he goes into like a flurry of attacks and the screen is red, that's the counterattack for the perfect dodge. You're not gonna see the counterattack for the parry yet because I haven't purchased it yet, but you will see some footage for that later on. For both the parry and the perfect dodge, you want to be dodging at the last second. And it seems like you're cutting it too close for comfort, but you can just press the button at the last seconds. Although most of the time, because the game is kind of clanky with the inputs, the game's pretty janky with the inputs, you'll almost always do a perfect parry instead of a perfect dodge. So here, that was a perfect parry. Now his hand is stuck. Now let's see here, parry. No, that was a block. Block. See, blue circle is block. That's a parry. That's a parry. With the red sparks, that was a parry. Now I'm gonna do another parry. See, red sparks, parry. Now let's see if I can do a perfect dodge. There we go, perfect dodge. The red reprisal. Here we're going for another perfect dodge. Then after the dodge, you can see the red counterattack. So now we do a regular dodge, then a perfect parry. Now let's wait a little bit, and now let's do another perfect dodge with the red counterattack. Now we're going for another perfect parry, and now we're gonna go for a block, and now a perfect parry. Now I'm gonna attack the boss a little bit, but then I'm going for another perfect parry, and then I'm gonna keep attacking. Now in this next clip, we're going for a perfect dodge and the red counterattack. Now in this next clip, we're gonna do a regular block. Then we're going to do a perfect dodge into the red counterattack. Now after this, we're going for a dodge, then a perfect parry, and now we're going for another perfect dodge with the red counterattack. Now for this next clip, I finally have the counterattack for the parry, you're gonna see that I knee him, and then I do like this blue punch with the middle arm. And that's the counterattack for the perfect parry. Because in the clips you were seeing before, I was only doing the counterattack for the perfect dodge. But now when I'm fighting these enemies you see here, I'm gonna be doing that blue attack, and that blue attack is the counterattack for the parry. And the counterattack for the parry always goes like the knee. I don't know if it's a knee or like a nut shot. So he knees them and then he does the blue punch, and that's how it goes. So guys, I'm gonna give this game a very low score, and obviously it's gonna be very biased. For those of you who actually like this game, I want to apologize in advance, but I'm gonna give it the score that I feel I have to give it, because that is the experience that I had with this game in the short amount of time that I played it. This game is getting a 5 out of 10 on the parry metric, and a 4 out of 10 on the fun and enjoyment scale. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, take care, and enjoy.